Hey guys, welcome back to the House of Wrinkles, bringing you the how-to for English Bulldogs and other canine tips and tricks. Today we're going to talk about something for you guys who are thinking about adding another dog to your family. If you've already have one and you're thinking about adding one, so stay tuned for lots of good information. So today we want to talk to you about something called Littermate Syndrome. Some of you may or may not have heard about this, but if you're thinking about adding another dog to your family, this is something you definitely want to consider. So dogs are pack animals. With pack animals, one has to be the leader. So if you're thinking about adding another dog to your family, one thing that you really need to consider is waiting until the dog is at least a year old. So some people think that Littermate Syndrome means getting two dogs from the same litter, but that's true in one sense, but it also can affect getting a dog not from the same litter. So if you get a dog and then you add another dog to the family before that first dog is a year old, you can also create Littermate Syndrome in that situation. So what Littermate Syndrome is when you get two dogs out of the same litter, or two young dogs at the same time, they fight for who's going to be the leader. So a lot of times what you get is aggressiveness coming out in dogs that you wouldn't normally see aggressiveness. Some examples of Littermate Syndrome is, we did not know about Littermate Syndrome at first, but now that we do, we will never sell two puppies to one person at the same time. We did do that, in fact, in another litter. I know y'all probably, if you follow us really closely, we had a litter, Sunny and Cher. We had two separate buyers, but one of the buyers, it fell through. And this couple drove from far away, came just to meet the dogs. One fell in love with Sunny, one fell in love with Cher. So they were kind of trying to decide which one they wanted. And so whenever the other buyer fell through, we contacted them. We said, look, both Sunny and Cher just happened to be available, so they got both, okay? So we have talked to them, and since then we've learned a little bit about Littermate Syndrome, which is something they experienced buying both dogs at the same time. What happens is they're both fighting for the attention, they're both fighting to be the alpha dog in the family, and so there's been some aggression towards each other. Now, with this couple, they don't have any children. I think one works from home. Sometimes the other one works from home as well. So the way that their house dynamic is set up, they have been able to muffle through this, and one takes it to work with them. They take one to work with them. Anyway, they've done things in the house to basically control the situation to where, everybody's living a happy, healthy life. But for some of you who you might have kids and you might work away from home, Littermate Syndrome is going to be very hard to deal with. It's going to be something that might be dangerous to small kids because, the aggression, they can take it out on each other, they can take it out on kids, and this can happen with dogs who wouldn't normally have aggression. So basically, Littermate Syndrome is a very serious thing to consider when you're thinking about getting another dog. So really, we do not recommend getting two puppies at the same time at all. We also don't recommend getting a puppy if your current dog is less than a year old. So we really, really, really think that it's best to wait till after your current dog is a year old or older to bring in another puppy. Another thing is, with us, we have unfortunately experienced a little bit of Littermate Syndrome here in our house. We have 5 English Bulldogs, as you know. Another thing to consider, something that we've experienced, is if you are going to add another dog to your family, you want to typically get the opposite sex, okay? So I'm not saying that two females can't get along or two males can't get along. Yes, I know some of you out there probably have two females or two males in the same house. and it works out great, okay? But typically, you want to get the opposite sex because I'll just be honest with you, Tua and Choco are not the best of friends. They tolerate each other, but we really have to be like super vigilant and watch when they're together because, you know, they both want to be the alpha male. So we have had, you know, some arguments and we've had to break up some fights. So typically we kind of keep them, you know, at arm's length of each other. They can't both sit with us or there'll be a fight, you know, just different things. We also experienced that with Zoe and Izzy. Both of them kind of want to be the alpha female, and now they'll play together, they'll lay together, they'll sleep beside each other, but they don't share toys, they don't share us, so we have to be very careful and very vigilant about, you know, we also feed everybody separate. So I know you've probably seen videos of us feeding our dogs in cages. So we do have crates that we feed most of our dogs in, and that's to keep down from fights as well. So these are all things that you want to think about when you go to add another dog to your family if you already have a current dog. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell button to be notified of our future videos, and have a great day.